My name is Claudia Melendez Salinas. I'm the education reporter for the Monterey Herald, and I've been covering changes in the California education system for almost 10 years. And there's been lots of changes recently, including the implementation of the Common Core standards, changes in how testing is conducted now with Smarter Balance, and changes in how schools are funded through the local control funding formula. Among those changes, the biggest one lately is the way the state is evaluating how schools are doing to educate students. In the past, California used the API, the Academic Performance Index, which was a number from 200 to 1,000. That number has been eliminated, and now we have the California School Dashboard, which officials like to refer to as the gauges on your car's dashboard that give you different measures of how schools are doing. I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the dashboard because it has a lot of data that's often hard to explain on a news story. So let's start with the address. You click here and in the navigation toolbar and you go to casschools-dashboard.org. The front page is very clean and simple, and it has some tools for you to explore in case you need more information. You could look at the Fast Start Guide or the tutorial or how to get to know the dashboard. It's very simple to find your school district or your school. Just type the name. In my case, because I work in Monterey, I'm going to bring up the Monterey Peninsula Unified School District to find out how it's doing. So I'm going to type the name here and just click enter, and here you go. The first thing you'll notice is that it's not only the district that comes up, but also the schools that belong in the district. If your child attends Monterey High, you may want to find out how the school is doing, and this is where you'll find the information. But for now, let's go ahead and dig into MPUSD and its scores. First of all, the page gives you the number of all students who attend the district, the number of students who are low income, the number of English learners, and the number of students in foster care. Why? Because the state is giving districts money to make sure these subgroups of students improve their performance, and that's why you'll see them separated into different categories. And before we go any further, let's talk a little bit about how the state is grading schools and districts. Instead of giving scores like 1 to 10 or letter grades like A through F, the state has chosen to give schools a 1 to 5 score in the form of pie charts, and they're right here. The score is earned through the combination of two measurements, actual score and progress. So let's say that English learners did very well in math, but they did not make any progress. So instead of getting a green pie, they'll get a yellow one because they're stalling. It's complicated, but then again, everything seems complicated on this dashboard. The highest score is a blue pie chart with 5 slices on it, followed by a green pie with 4 slices, then a yellow pie, an orange pie, and a red pie. Districts that get 2 red marks or pies in one student subgroup, such as English learners, will receive additional help from the local county office of education to figure out what can be done to help those children do better. One of the things the state is looking at this year that's very different from previous years is chronic absenteeism and suspension rates. State education officials are concerned that children who get suspended fall off the educational rails. But as we can see, MPUSD is doing really well in that category, as the district's suspension rate is not very high. This is the first time that the state is measuring how schools are doing in the College and Career Readiness Gauge. And that's why you find a not available here, because there's nothing to compare it to. You'll find other NA or not available in other areas of the dashboard when there are not enough students to measure progress. Sometimes the student subgroups are very small, and you need more than 10 students for the state to give you a score. As you can see, the students are not doing very well academically, as they are earning only 2 slices in English language arts and math. If you click on the link, you'll find out more information about why. As I mentioned earlier, the pie grade is composed of 2 numbers, an actual score and whether there was any improvement. As we can see here, among the students who were tested, a total of 3,876, they scored 43.4 points below level 3, and they actually declined by 9.3 points. The rating was similar for English learners, but worse for homeless students, who scored very low and declined. But if we go to the detailed report, we can see that English learners are actually making progress. In 2015, 70.3% of English learners made progress towards English proficiency, and in 2016, that percentage increased to 74.4%. In 2017, there was another slight increase to 74.5%. One of the new things that you will see, and as part of the state's transition to the Common Core, educators want to make sure that students graduate ready for the world, either for college or a career. You can see also here that 42.2% of the students in the class of 2016 were prepared for college or career, that almost 30% were almost ready, or as the state likes to call it, approaching preparedness, and that 28% were not considered prepared. Because districts are given money to pay attention to vulnerable populations, the state is requiring for districts to break their data by student population subgroups. In this chart, you'll see how each group of students is doing in each area of importance to the state. For instance, you'll see that even though the graduation rate in the district is really good as a whole for the entire district, for all the student groups, since it's getting a green or 4 slices of pie, English learners and students with disabilities are not doing that great. Asian students, on the other hand, are doing phenomenally. One of the things administrators repeatedly mention when they talk about the dashboard is how they can dig deeper into the data. I invite you to do that. You can click on any section that has links and you can see for yourself how each student group is doing and see how the schools are doing. Give it a spin and see how you like it. If you have complaints or concerns, let the good folks at the California Department of Education know about it. There are a lot of people who criticize this dashboard because they call it unfriendly to the general public. So you should let them know what your experience is. And thank you so much for watching.